Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day. Marta Margueito, the mother of Juan David Peralta, was captured in the last few days after investigations showed that she had helped her son in the murder of his own father.
Good evening, Lisa and all the TV viewers. Well, the commander of the police department of Archipelago announced the capture of a 47-year-old woman for the homicide of her ex-sentimental partner. This in co-author with his son, Juan David Peralta, who is also complying as 17 years condemned for this same case. This is what the commander told us.
This lady is involved in a homicide of a well-known person here on the island that occurred on August 24th last year. The deceased name was Juan Mauricio Peralta Mejia, known as the moneylender. On the day that the homicide occurred, our staff performed a detailed work and had a special team, and in this way, through the collection of evidentiary materials, we were able to unchain the gang behind this murder.
The commander also announced that during this week they captured other 10 people for robbery and for domestic violence.
On the results of the operations during the week, we have not only one capture, but we have a total of 10 captures achieved throughout the course of the week. 3 of these 10 are for theft. Here it is important to mention that theft in San Andres has a break. Likewise, we highlight that among these captured during this week, we had the capture of 2 people for domestic violence. Here we are guaranteeing all the rights of children and adolescents. It is regrettable to find that in a sector of the island, a mother assaults her daughter and causes injuries to her face to a minor of 7 years of age.
The authorities also highlighted the seizure of a firearm in the sector known as Maclina Hill when uniformed made a controlled search in the area and the person fled and dropped the firearm. This is all information we report from here from this point of the island. Continue, Lisa, in the studio.
The Holy Week season is approaching, and with it, several departments of the country have announced restrictions for this date. We continue with details that show if there will be any restrictions or not on the island.
Tourism activities and agglomerations in religious celebrations cause some people to think that Holy Week can be a high-risk season for COVID-19 contagion. For this reason, Teleislas News consulted the Secretary of Government to know if there will be any restrictions on the island during this major tourism week.
There is an additional restriction of the last decree. We are not going to take out any additional restriction, but we also want to remind the community that good behavior determines whether or not this office takes other measures to ensure safety and citizen coexistence, because the common good has to prevail over the individual good. What we do want to reiterate to the community is that social distancing, the use of masks in public spaces, and the washing of hands are still essential practices to ensure that the number of COVID cases do not increase. In addition to these are the way we treat others and how we handle ourselves in public spaces, that is, respect for others and tolerance, and try to avoid crowding as much as possible.
The Secretary of Government indicated that religious celebration must comply with all the protocols of biosecurity and ensure that no crowding may be presented. She also said that if there are any alteration to the public order, corrective measures will be taken.
And in order to comply with action plans aimed to put in an end to the noise pollution on the island, the Health and Government Secretariat, Coralina, and the National Police Departments carried out control activities in various sectors of the island.
With the objective of improving the environmental health of the island and at the request of many members of the community in different sectors, several government entities in support of the National Police visit some neighborhoods where there was noise due to pickups and improvised parties.
Vamos a realizar una acción intersectorial.
We are going to carry out a coordinated intersectoral action with the National Police, the Departmental Government, and the Coralina Environmental Corporation regarding noise emissions in the department. There are repeated complaints from the community about the noise generated by loudspeakers, pickups, and this type of actions that are generated in focal points in specific sectors of the community, causing discomfort not only to people but also environmental disturbance.
On the other hand, environmental engineer mentioned that some of the sectors that are targeted with respect to noise problems on the island.
Also in sectors such as Cocal, Cliff, Santana, and the southern sectors of the island, such as St. Louis, Tom Hooker, there are repeated complaints from the community regarding noise.
The tour also involves sectors such as the pedestrian zone, Mosquitero, and Campito in Buenos Aires. It is expected that this type of action will continue to be implemented in favor of the environmental health of the island.
A shipment of illegal fishing was found in the coal rooms of the vessel Wicked during this holiday weekend.
During this weekend, the National Navy in maritime security operations achieved the seizure of 2,598 kilograms of conch, which were inside a Colombia-flagged vessel. The authorities found that the boat, despite having the authorization to fish, the crew did not have the license to fish this protected species, issued by the Secretariat of Agriculture and Fisheries on the department, this violating the existing regulations regarding the norm of fishing.
En esta ocasión, uno de nuestros buques, una fragata.
On this occasion, one of our ships, a frigate that was patrolling together with the Coast Guard in our protected fishing areas, found a ship that was illegally fishing in a sector that is protected area for the queen conch. We know that the queen conch is a species that we are taking care of for our fishermen. First, this boat did not have the permits to carry out this type of fishing, and second, it was in a sector that is prohibited for this type of fishing. 11 people were found on the boat and were handed over to the authorities. After a search was conducted to the refrigerator of the vessel, we found approximately 2.6 tons of queen conch.
The vessel was escorted to San Andres by the IRC frigate Antioquia with the support of the rapid reaction units of the Coast Guard station of the island. The captain of the vessel was placed at the disposal of the Attorney General office, and then seized material was delivered to the Secretariat of Culture and Fisheries.
And in other news, in an active and satisfactory way, an activity regarding the issuance of military ID card took place at the Cultural Center on the Hill. Sylvette Mitchell with more details.
Hello, Lisa. Good afternoon. Well, since Saturday, this journey began to define the military situation of man here in the island. The morning have been very busy. People and man has arrived here at the Cultural Center here in the Hill. The Major Jorge Eduardo said that more than 600 men has registered to this process, and he also explained what are the requirements to carry out this process.
Los requisitos, como pues inicialmente,
You must be between 18 and 49 years old and register in advance at www.liberatamilitar.mil. It is a page that you can enter directly from the internet platforms. There you will be given the option to register. The registration is not complicated, normal as if you were opening any page. Step by step, it will be indicating you which is the documentation and what each citizen must go through. As soon as you are registered, you will go directly to the site where we are.
The Secretary of Government, Lisa Hayes, invited the community to take advantage of this great opportunity.
Estamos muy emocionados porque desde hace 3 años.
We are very happy because for 3 years we have not done this exercise of the delivery of military ID. For this exercise, we have invited the Navy and commandos from Barranquilla and Bogota have come. We also have the presence of doctors, lawyers, dentists, and it is interesting because there are 32 people here.
Until Thursday, this journey will be held, Lisa, and it is possible that for Friday, they will be held in the municipality of Old Providence. This is all information. Lisa, continue in studio with the most relevant information of the day.
Thank you, Sylvette. At this time, we continue with all the sport news of our department.
In the beaches of Spratbite begins the training of triathlon, another sport that is growing in our archipelago. In the insular department, there are several sports that are growing. Triathlon is one of them. This sport seeks through the president Rene Humphreys and his coach Maritza Mojica to integrate and teach young people who are inclined not only for sport but also for their education. They seek through the sport to train athletes and professionals for the archipelago. We spoke with Coach Maritza Mojica, who told us more details about this triathlon group.
This is a group with which we have been in a process for many years. We have produced many boys for these kinds of competition. We've had one participated in the Colombia selection. Our purpose is to train boys who are outstanding in their education through the sport of triathlon. Right now, we're making preparations for a test that is on May 28th, which is the Colombia Cup that is hosted here in San Andres every year, and we are looking forward to that competition.
According to the league president Rene Humphreys, training sessions are done with a view for their participation in the upcoming national and international games. And in baseball, coaches and trainers are satisfied with the exchange at the Eduardo Castro Stadium. With great satisfaction, the final of the baseball exchange between Javier Romero's team from Cartagena and the Rays from San Andres Island. The players from Cartagena showed their fundamentation work and technique acquired under the command of teacher Romero, while the Islanders did not stay behind and fought until the end, but it was not enough for them to triumph. However, both young baseball players and their coaches were at ease and showed great satisfaction for this exchange. This was stated by Hollis Watson.
Yeah, satisfied because Mr. Romero is a good trainer. He all time occupied first or second post in the local tournament in Bolívar. He all time be the manager for minor category in Bolívar. He play practically through the whole week. We can go play Saturday and Sunday. If we could play 2 days in the week and 2 in the week, our children will build up more because our children is strong.
The Cartagena coach Javier Romero also expressed his satisfaction.
Muy satisfecho.
Very satisfied. Most of all, you know very well that the boys are coming from a pandemic and they did not do any class of sports activity. And therefore, when they invited us for this exchange, I spoke with the parents and automatically they said yes without blinking, and look at the results.
Y fíjate los resultados.
The biotype and talent of the island athlete are recognized by this renowned coach from the city of Cartagena. This is All in Sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalba, Teleislas News.